you see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right, so my product is called Cast and Play. My slogan is "We cast, you play." It's made by me. So for the problem, I spoke with Dr. Amanda Phillips. She's a physical therapist at Children's of Alabama. I also talked to Karen McCormick. She's an occupational therapist at Children's as well. And basically the main problem is that with this Riften activity chair, it doesn't fit every size. And there's issues with the design. So like for Amanda, she does the casting clinic and they focus on the feet. And so with the Riften activity chair, the footrest, it kind of gets in the way of allowing her to do what she needs to do. With the table, there is just improper support. There's no trunk support for the patient. And so with that, the main issue is that the lack of the patient being able to relax properly doesn't allow the physical therapist to get a good range of motion for the casting process. So my ideal customers, first and foremost, would be the physical therapist and the occupational therapist. And then this could also be for parents that have children with disabilities or teachers that teach a special education class. And so that's some of the people that I would like to have my product reach. So for the market size, there's about 1 in every 345 children that will have cerebral palsy. And this was one of the main conditions that she treated. 33.3% of the children have limited to no walking abilities. About 7.5% of children with cerebral palsy also have autism spectrum disorder. And so one of the features of my design, I would like for it to cater to people with autism. And for people that live with cerebral palsy, the lifetime cost to care for them is about $1 million. There's about 6,500 babies that are born each year with club foot. This is also one of the other issues that they treat. And there's about 1,400 babies born each year with spina bifida. The lifetime cost to care for someone with that is about $800,000. So for my solution, I would like for it to have various features. The main thing would be to ensure the trunk support and have the physical therapist and the occupational therapist be able to do their job, but also allow the child to like relax, have distraction techniques. So I want to incorporate like a interchangeable tray that will have like, we'll call them goodies. It'll have like maybe a Bluetooth speaker so that you can hook music up to it, or it'll have some kind of toy, or it'll have like something that they can touch and just different things to allow them to relax so that not focused on the procedure and just kind of tensing up even more. The goal price that I would want to have is about $200 and maybe even more, just depending on how like complex the design is. One of my outreaching features would be for the chair to be able to turn into like a bed or a table. So like there would be a component that could slide up and that would be able to have like the legs in the air. On the right is like a SolidWorks drawing. So the middle, I like to call it the leaf. So that part you would take out, or you insert or you take it out depending on like the child size. And the holes and the back of the seat and the top of the seat, those will be to allow for a harness. And then there's also, not on there, would be the tray, but the tray is also going to be dependent on like child size, but that would be the main component to keeping the child to not sliding out of the seat. So that and like the bottom, the legs, still working on that design, but that will come at a later date. For the solution, I would like for it to be less expensive. It's going to save time and be more efficient. It will also improve the quality of life for the user, and it improves the physical therapist stature. So when I talked to her, she said that sometimes they have to like bend over, and bending over for long periods of time, it just hurts your back. So I would like for my product to be able to just kind of increase everybody's posture. And then I want it to be playful for the child. Ways for it to get adopted. I want the initial product and prototype, I want to send it out and have it tested by different physical therapists, or really just anybody in the field that needs it, and get their feedback from them and see what needs to be changed and what needs to like stay the same. I want to use social media in different events. That way we can spread awareness about my product. What it needs to be successful, well, it has to have good quality. I have to have good materials, and it's got to last, really. Also need respectful representatives, because really respect and customer service, that gets your business very far. And we also need repeat business. So for some of the competitors, they're a little expensive, but they're not. The way that my product is different is that in that interchangeable tray, it would also be telescoping to allow for different child sizes. It's more playful. It's just everything that I've seen so far. It's just a chair. You get strapped in and it's a chair. And it's just not really cool for a child. They like to touch things. So for my milestones, I need to establish the client and design the product, and then test the product, do the budget analysis, and complete the regulatory product or process. And then my product will be ready for the market. And then we'll move on to the advertisement and sales. And then after the product has been sold, we will do customer surveys, any type of maintenance that needs to be necessary, and just continue to follow up with the buyer of the product. So for possible outcomes, worst case scenario is that it fails, or that a better invention comes along. Realistically, the product will sell just enough that it offsets all the amount of money that was put in. And then the best case scenario is that the product sells, and then it continuously sells, and then that just yields a profit. As for the team, it's me. I'm a senior at UAB, and I'm in biomedical engineering. Thank you.
Great job.